Hello, hello. Welcome back for another edition of Facebook Live. Haven't had one in a few weeks. Don't really have a whole lot to talk about. Still waiting for the next tournament to start. It's not till June 16th I go to Kentucky Lake, and then June 23rd I go to Barren River Lake in Kentucky. But otherwise, this weekend I do have some events coming up. I've made some posts or created some events for them, I guess you could say, on my Facebook page. If you go there, look around under the events tab, you'll find them. I'm visiting 5 Walmart stores from Friday through Sunday, or I should say 4, the FLW. They put on an event every year for the, what's it called? It's basically the Real Fun Fishing event. It's something they do kind of just to make more awareness and kind of get people interested in fishing, kids and stuff like that. And we go out, they kind of ask all the anglers that do the tournaments and stuff through the FLW to go out and represent them and go to the Walmart stores and spend a couple hours in there, hand out some freebies and talk about fishing and just interact with customers and get people involved in it and try to get kids and stuff involved in fishing. So it's something that they put on. I started doing it last year. I did my first one with it. The year before I'd missed out because all those spots got taken before I could get in on any of the stores. But because I did it last year, I had first priority pick for this year and was able to get in on 5 different stores throughout the Dayton area. So this Friday I'll be at the Beaver Creek Walmart location from, from 1 to 3. And then Saturday I'll be at Clayton over by Inglewood at that Walmart from 12 to 2. And then Saturday afternoon from 4 to 6, I'll be at the Walmart here in Centerville on Wilmington Pike. And then Sunday from 12 to 2, I will be going to I believe it's let me look here. Yeah, it's the Miller Lane, York Commons, whatever you want to call it, Butler Township Walmart from 12 to 2, and then from 4 to 6 I'll be at the Hugh Heights Walmart on Brant Pike. I got some free giveaways from Hoorag to give out. P-Line's supposed to be sending me some line to give out. I'm not sure how much. I haven't received it yet. Hopefully I get it before this weekend. Of course, FLW sent out care packages with a bunch of free stuff. So there's license holders for fishing licenses. There's stickers and stuff for kids. The Walmart stores are supposed to be setting up like little casting things for kids to kind of play around with some rods and reels. Also got 100 free samples for each store that I go to of Jack Link's beef jerky. Let's see, what else did I get? Free subscription to the digital version of the FLW magazine, which is actually pretty good. If you've never had a chance to look at one, there's actually quite a bit of good information in it on fishing, and they give a lot of updates from tournaments and stuff as far as how people were catching them and things like that. But then they also give just good information on bass fishing and kind of tips and tricks and stuff like that, and industry news as well, like new products coming out, whether it's rods, reels, lures, whatever it is. So it's kind of a good read. Anytime you get a subscription like a competitor's membership or whatever, you actually get access, and they send magazine to you for a year. I believe it's 8 subscriptions per year that they put out. So every month from like February through August, I'll get one a month, and then they kind of skip a few months and you get one here and there after that as part of your membership. So yeah, if you guys are free this weekend at all and you're around the area, feel free to stop in and see any of the or see me at any of the Walmarts. Hello, gentlemen, welcome. But they're only 2-hour visits, so like I said, I got all of them posted up on there so you can find out what time and which one's closest to you and that kind of stuff. I'll also have my All Heart t-shirts with me, so if anybody wants to buy a shirt or anything like that, I can also provide that for you as well. So feel free to stop in if you'd like a shirt, or if you're one of the first few there, then you can get a free neck gaiter from Hoorag and whatever other goodies I have. It wasn't real crazy last year when I did it, but we'll see how it goes this year. A little better advertising, better time slots and stuff, I think, too. So hopefully get a few more people out, make it kind of fun and interesting anyway. So I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. I've been practicing around here. There's a small little lake around here that me and my nephew are actually going to fish a little 2-man tournament. It's been kind of tough just because it's that summertime pattern thing, that post-spawn summer whatever. I've caught one pretty much every time I've been there except for the last time we went there. I think I kind of got an idea where they're positioned and how to catch them at least. It's just going to be one of those grind them out. Hopefully you can catch a few kind of thing, but we'll see what the weather does between now and then. Hopefully I can get out there a couple more times. The tournament is next weekend, next Saturday, from like 7 to 1 or something like that. So it'll be a different experience. Otherwise, just been working the real job at Cabela's and doing my thing there. So if anybody's got any questions or anything they want to talk about as far as fishing related or anything for that matter, feel free to pop it into the comments and we can discuss it. There is a little bit of a delay, so if you do say anything, it might take me a minute before I see it or respond to it. So I do apologize for that. Just stay patient with it, I guess. Good to see some new people joining, even if they're not staying. Appreciate the fact that people are at least taking a look. Wish I had more to talk about. Really wasn't much going on the last few weeks without any tournaments. It's a 5-week lull between tournaments, so haven't had a whole lot going on. Apologize for that. I am trying to get something together to create some content, maybe some informative little videos and stuff for Trocar hooks and some of the ways I like to use their hooks and rig stuff up. If you haven't noticed, I've been making a little bit more information on it. Oh, well, let me translate. I can't understand what you're saying. Red and white bobbers are better than yellow bobbers, and is 2 better than 1 on a line? No, 2 is not better, and red and white, I've always used yellow bobbers myself. The yellow and brown or black, if you really want to get technical about bobbers to use for panfish or anything like that. Don't use them in tournaments, although some guys might for the float and fly technique, which I am not really confident or familiar with. So I can't tell you how to do that. I did buy some new baits though for Kentucky Lake after the last tour event there. It's kind of like a fluke style bait. Something that's supposed to work really well down there. They come in a couple different sizes. The only place I've been able to find them is on Tackle Warehouse. But you can see there, it's just got like that real thin little tail on it, and obviously gets a lot of action on it. So like I said, it's just kind of like a fluke bait. It's not real big, but something to try out. Actually probably going to try it around some lakes around here too. Something I've never really heard or seen before. But you put it on a scrounger head, which that's what this is, and it's got a real soft build to it. So it's not like it's kind of like a chatterbait in a way, but with the way that kind of moves in the water and catches the water with that cup and stuff, it really gives these like a lot of really good action. So I'm kind of excited to get it out and try it. I just bought them from Tackle Warehouse last week. Got them shipped here. They do use Eagle Claw hooks on them, which is good. So I do like those. We do sell some of the scrounger heads at Cabela's, but we don't have these baits. Like I said, the only place I found them is on Tackle Warehouse. And it's basically a Jerky J is what it's called. And it comes in 5-inch and I believe 6. Let's see what the other size is. 7-inch. 7-inch. And these things come in an assortment of sizes and bill sizes and things like that. They got big bills, small bills, medium bills, different weights to them from, I believe it's a quarter all the way up to three-quarter ounce, which these are the 3/4 ounce 5/0 hook with a long bill. So it catches a lot more water, allows it to run a little deeper, I guess. So I got that for Kentucky Lake. It's supposed to be a pretty good bait out there. But like I said, I'm going to try to run some lakes around here too, see if it won't catch them. Color baits for the upcoming tournament. So for Kentucky Lake, I'm not really sure about Kentucky because I've never really fished it in the summertime. Most of my information comes from the people that I have fished with or from friends that fish it a lot, or just past tournaments doing research online. I mean, you can, a lake like Kentucky Lake, there's a ton of tournaments that are run there, and you can find them online all the time. So I'll do a lot of research there and see what other guys were catching them on. Of course, the lake's changed a lot in the last few years with all the carp and stuff like that. When the tour event was there, what was that, 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, they were catching them on baits like that and kind of natural colors. So the water was a little bit clearer. The water is up for summer pool, but the water is a little bit clearer, so it kind of affects what baits to use. I like throwing like the natural colors, like your Tennessee shad color, probably Strike King, or green gizzard shad. That's a really good clear water bait for me, something I have a lot of confidence in. I'll probably be throwing crankbaits. Kind of depends on where we end up going for the tournament and stuff, but I'll be throwing like 8XD, maybe even 10XD crankbaits because they love those big profile baits. Let me get one of them out for you so you can have an idea what a 10XD looks like, because it's a monster bait and it'll wear you out throwing it too if you don't have the right setup. But that's it right there. So I mean, you can see just by proportion of my hand, it's not a small bait. But it's a 10XD. This is a Tennessee shad color too. You can see it's got like that green back with that little touch of red underneath. But that thing will run close to 30 feet deep if you got the right setup and a nice long cast. But that's something that I'll probably bust out of Kentucky Lake. I'm definitely using that JJ bait there, the jerk. But I'll be using this one, the bigger, the 7-inch. And this is kind of like that Tennessee shad color too. So that's something I planned on throwing down there for sure. As far as Barren River Lake, typically we end up fishing kind of dirtier water there. So I'll throw chatterbaits a lot there, work pretty well. Spinnerbaits can work there if they're on that bite. And if we're out in clear, deeper water, chatterbaits, or not chatterbaits, but the deep dive crankbaits like 6XDs and 8XDs have worked. Also, guys have caught them on the big square bills down there too, if you can get them on that 6 to 8 foot range, like the big 8.0 square bill and stuff like that. Darius, you can get one as soon as you send me your money and I send it to you. How about that? As far as the shirt, there will be a store put in place on Facebook probably this week, so that hopefully you can buy them online at Facebook. Let's see. Sorry, Toby. I'm just now reading your other question there. No, the tournament's not until the 16th. Get to